Hello everyone, yes it's me, I am indeed here, and before we start this episode off I'd just like to show you what I've been working on in preparation for our big project. So iron, yes, so this is probably 3 or 4 times or maybe even 5 times as much iron as you saw me with in the last video, and that's because I've been working very hard to get iron, because I'm going to need loads of hoppers. I'm going to need stacks and stacks of the things, so yeah, hopefully I've got enough iron for this. And I've actually been branch mining and I've got a stack and 39 diamonds. Now I am going to confess that I did actually have an additional entire stack of diamonds, but I gave them all to Masterboy in return for a stack of iron blocks. So 1 row of iron. So yes, that's part of the reason I've got so much iron. You might be asking why there's a snowman here. The thing is, I figured out that I needed snow, and I figured out that snowmen die in jungle biomes. And this is a river biome right here, and it's not very big, it just sort of cuts through and ends. So there are some other places where I could have built it, but I decided to build it here because it was convenient, I guess. And other news, I've done a few things since the last episode. We're actually not in 1.6, by the way, we're in 1.5.2, because Masterboy's away on holiday for about a week, and he has to update the server when he gets back. So another 5 or 3 or 4 days is how long that's going to take. Sorry, but in preparation I did go out and get a lot of clay. So I do intend on using hardened clay because it's an awesome looking block. I've also been doing some projects that require mining, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 completely full chests of cobblestone. Yeah. Right. What else did I do? I've got a little bit of glowstone, and I've been working on the base a bit, so I decided to turn this into a staircase because I was tired of jumping up here. So obviously it's not complete, the aesthetics at the moment are virtually non-existent. But yes, I've got a staircase here, I've also got a staircase here, and I've put some leaves in here. The thing is, when you're running down this staircase, this wall is right in front of you, and I want to put something there, something to look at. So I don't know what might be a good idea. Maybe a map or a clock or a compass, or I don't know. If you've got any ideas, tell me, because that would be really good. So you might be asking why this episode is 97.5 rather than 98. There's a couple of reasons. First of all, we've been working on the system for a few episodes. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, we've been working on the system for a few episodes. I wanted to do some other things, shake it up for an episode, you know, before getting back to, yeah, let's build this big sorting system. And another reason is I'm coming up to episode 100. But I'd like episode 100 to be episode 100. And the problem is, episode, I believe 39 got deleted from YouTube for copyrights somehow. Sorry, my mic was out of position. But yeah, some sort of weird copyright thing. Episode 39 got deleted, didn't have a backup. So there's currently... prior to this video, I was on episode 97, but there's only 96 episodes in the playlist. So it would be nice to get to episode 100 and actually have 100 episodes in the playlist. So that's what this is for. So, I worked a long time on this corridor. Yeah, this corridor that didn't really exist before. It was a 2x1 little passageway. This thing looks cool on the sides. I think that looks really cool. I want to use this more, and all of the colours I like and all that. Turn around the corner, you got this staircase, which is nice. I'm not so sure about the floor here. I'd like to put grass on the floor, but you know, if they had grass slabs, that would be great. And then this design, yeah, on the walls, and then logs and saplings. So I've got a lot of logs. You might be saying, well, Wonko, why do you have so many logs? Well, I actually have done a lot of work on the very boring and monotonous tree farm. Oh no, the trees have grown again. I cut them down right before this episode so I could show you it, but I'll be back in a second. I'll just chop these down and show you the room. Oh, my axe is almost dead. It's unfortunate I didn't get unbreaking on it, but if I can get these saplings. The general design of this room is I've made the walls out of obsidian and snow. So this obsidian's just supposed to be some sort of, I don't know, fracture pattern. It's a bit random, it doesn't repeat or anything, but the left side is a complete mirror of the right side, and I love this contrast, the obsidian on the snow, but I might replace it out with coal blocks when we get to 1.6, because coal blocks look great too. So, and this ceiling is very similar to the one over at my farm. Just the way I've got this indented, what are they called? Indented lamps, and I can't show this thing off because the trees basically grow faster than you can chop them down. I mean, the leaves never disappear long enough to show you the whole thing. But I guess that means it's working. And I don't just have these logs here. I've got another 5 or 6 stacks back at my storage room. So yeah, my log situation is in a much better shape now. So and this wall needs fixing, I know, sorry. Oh no, oops. Okay, so, and then we've got over here, this is where my pumpkin, that shouldn't be there. My pumpkins are, and this is where my melons will be as soon as I get round to actually setting that up. And of course, reed farm through here. So I want to make my entire base functional, and that means every part of the wall is taken up. Oh, great! Oops, I pulled my headphones out of their jack. Nice one, Wonko. But yeah, I want this place to be fully functional. Is there? Sorry, that sound might have been a bit quiet. But I do want this base to be fully functional, so every piece of wall either looking very aesthetic, because I can't fit anything, or being a functional area. So I need to figure out something to put in this area, and something to put over here, bearing in mind this backs onto a ravine, so I don't know what would be useful there. So I've been trying to think of things, and I'm not sure. I mean, things like a brewing station I'd want to put closer to my storage room, and, you know, I can't put snowmen farm because it's in a jungle biome and the snowmen just die. So, yeah, I need ideas for what to put in this area. An idea I had is if I can get a whole load of villagers and then, you know, trap them in little cages and make a sort of trading market. I think that would work, or here, I think that would look good. But I am completely open to suggestions, so yeah, that's that. So, before we move on, I'd just like to give a very quick update about where I've actually been for the past couple of weeks not making episodes. I mean, I've pre-uploaded episodes of other series, but this Let's Play has been a bit lacking. So first of all, I had final exams, and you know how they go. They're loads of fun, so I was study hard, get to the final exams, aha, summer's here, maybe I can put some time and make an episode in. Put some time in and make an episode. Next thing I know, my entire city floods. Biggest rain in 100+ years, and the river completely floods its banks. So luckily I'm okay. I'm on a hill, but I have some friends in the valley and their house is not good, so I've been helping them out and yeah, moving furniture, tearing up drywall, but I've done about everything I usefully can now. Now the entire city's really looking for specialized craftsmen, builders, people who rebuild infrastructure. Anyway, that's enough of a babble about me. It's time for Minecraft. Oh, for goodness sake, ow. So yes, logs. Yep. So we need to do something. I'll give it a think and I'll be right back in a second. Okay, that's the wrong hotkey. I didn't mean to, okay. So I actually have an idea of something I'd really like to do, and I think you'd like it too. I am going to admit it's not my idea. It's a complete rip-off from one of my favourite Minecraft YouTubers, Cubfan135. Don't worry, there's a 99.9% chance that you haven't heard of him. So you're not missing out on that, but you should have, because he's good. Anyway, so I built this tunnel down a long way, and there's room for a lot of branches, and each way it goes off about 200 blocks. And that's all very well and good, and I want to use this system when it's done. But the thing is, I often get distracted and don't use get rid of the rain sounds, and don't actually use branch mines for months at a time because, you know, who wants to mine out hundreds of blocks long tunnel? So I end up not doing that. So, stealing from Cubfan135, what he does at the end of every episode is he digs a branch, and he how do I explain this? He digs out a branch of a couple of hundred blocks, and he records how many diamonds he finds in that branch, and then he keeps a scoreboard of the number of diamonds found in each branch and updates it every episode. So, diamonds per branch. But what he also does is he devotes each branch and distinguishes them to a person who's commented on his channel and asked to be put in a drawer. And I think that's a great idea, because otherwise, unless I do something like that, I'm never going to mine anything. So, yes. I think I'm actually going to try to do that. Which means we're going to need a scoreboard area. Yes, I'll be back in a second. So, if I was going to make this, I'd probably make it down here in the vicinity of my farm. So, maybe a room going off this way would be the ideal solution. Completely opposite to that. Now, I am actually going to run down this tunnel, because the thing about this tunnel is I was mining through it, and then I got distracted by a cave, and I got a lot of iron from that cave, but I still got distracted by the cave, and I know that I left something very, very important behind. And if we ever get to it, that's very oh, there's iron there. Somehow I missed that, probably because it's so dark down here. But that very important thing is a diamond. Yes. I knew I left this here. Oh, it's one diamond. Maybe not. Well, maybe. Oh, that's sad. One diamond. I came all this way for one diamond. Oh, and coal. And that's not coal. Oh, I'm losing it. But yeah, let's go back. Guess who forgot the minecart? Okay, so we're going to just jump up here then. Another thing I'd like to talk about is that a lot of people on the server have moved to the new spawn. In fact, most people, which is about 47,000 blocks away from here. 50,000 blocks away from the old spawn. Let's push this down when we next need it. And yeah, I don't really want to move because I've got all of this stuff going on for me now, and I don't really want to leave it behind. But I do have a plot of land at New Spawn, and I built a bit of a tower there. There's nothing in it, but you know, it's a bit of a stone tower. So here's the idea. We're going to use that plot, and we're going to make automatic systems. So we are going to make an automatic mob farm, and probably automatic melon, pumpkin farms, reed farms, cacti farms, all of these things that can be completely grown and harvested 100% automatically, egg farms and the like. The idea being that because it's a new spawn and there's so many people in the area, the chunk will be loaded a lot of the time. So then we can actually use their loading of the chunk to our advantage. And then it will automatically take the stuff and store it in chests even when I'm not there. And two, because it's a new spawn, all of the caves in the area are very likely to be explored by the residents in the very near future. So I no longer have to light up all the caves in the area I want to make my mob farm, which is a win-win situation, really. So, and the main reason I want to do that is I want gunpowder. So actually, let's start working on terraforming this area. But yeah, I really do want gunpowder just for mundane utility work. So clearing out caves and or areas I have to use, because that tree farm down there, that took forever to mine out. Very much like to avoid doing things like that. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to take advantage of everyone else and do just that. So yes, if any of my friends from New Spawn are watching, hi guys, I'm exploiting you. Not really, but anyway. So I think this base, I want to square it off a lot more. So make, you know, the angle square rather than this sort of cave, natural cave spawning area, because it does take a lot of time and it is quite annoying to have to jump up everything all the time. And ooh, hello. Hello, okay. Let's draw this back one. I suppose this area is not very important because I don't actually use it for anything, and I've got plenty of cave space to expand to. This area, I mean. So if I block it off, it wouldn't be all that catastrophic. This needs some work. This corridor. But, yeah. So you might notice I'm using an iron pickaxe. I sort of ran out of my diamond ones. I've got so many diamonds I should make new ones. But I'm just bad. So I guess I'll just time-lapse this staircase build then. So see you in a second. Actually, scrap that. Who wants to see me build a staircase? No one, probably. We're going to find out how many diamonds we can get from this one block of diamond. We could get as many as 4, which would be a pickaxe and a shovel, which would be very nice. So I'm going to put it on the ground there. Fortune 3. Well, that's not nice, is it? That is... I went all the way down that tunnel to get to you, Diamond. And how do you repay me? Stabbing me in the back. And look at this. Look at this enchant. I put 30 levels into that thing. Not my day for enchantments, really, is it? Oh, and I've been given this by Everett, so I'm supposed to conduct a census of the people who live near my base and record the coordinates. So apparently that's my coordinates. So I've got to work on that. Thanks, Everett. Appreciate it. But yes, and this system is still very fun. Anyway, I reckon we're just about at the end here. So for next time, I'll make a whole load of hoppers using this iron and these logs, and I will build a room for the high scores for the branch mine. So if you want a branch mine, what's it called? You know, what's the word? You know, you give someone a park bench to, I don't know, commemorate? That's not the word I'm looking for. But if you want to be commemorated by a branch mine and a diamond score, yeah, put your name in the comments and I'll add you to a pool which I draw from randomly. And it will be random. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, guys, this unusual 0.5 episode, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.
These feet have carried me as far as I will go, across the field to where the wind had ceased to blow, that day when sorrow filled the air and all the blackbirds scattered everywhere, and you had gone as far as you would go. In my reflection you were staring back at me,